Annyeonghaseyo, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bible Q&A. Today we're discussing, can we be lukewarm Christians? Lukewarm Christians are essentially people who are laid back about the Bible. They believe in Jesus and they know they have to serve God, but if they slip up every now and then, they don't think it's so bad. If they see others do bad things, they wonder if God is really concerned about their sins. They focus on the good parts of the Bible and ignore the parts about punishment. However, this attitude isn't that great for Christians to have. As it was said in Revelation, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Revelation chapter 3 verses 15 to 16. We have to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, according to Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 5 and Matthew chapter 22 verses 37 to 38. We can't just love him so-so. If we do, chances are we have some other god we're serving, be it money or status, and God doesn't tolerate that. As it was said in Exodus, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus chapter 20 verse 3. In fact, it just isn't possible. Your brain can't handle it. As it was said in Matthew, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Matthew chapter 6 verse 24. We'll just see ourselves sliding in one direction, either towards loving money or towards loving God. Loving God isn't just saying we love God, by the way. That's another characteristic of lukewarm Christians. Rather, it is about living our lives according to the laws and principles of God, which don't change, according to Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 and Numbers chapter 23 verse 19. Think about Isaac, for example. Isaac didn't do some grand thing to show that he was this great worshiper of God, but he was still honored because of his quiet commitment to Jehovah. He just lived a godly life. Also, even if you were able to serve God and money identically, in the end, you'd be contradicting yourself. Remember, God's philosophy and the world's philosophy do not meet. They are total opposites. That's why John said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 to 17. When Christians try to mix them together when raising their kids or when getting married or when working at the office, they are being spiritually illogical. It's just not going to work out. Of course, this doesn't mean we should be rubbing our faith in people's faces or anything. My advice is that we should avoid that behavior. Avoid trying to be overzealous. Much of the religious violence in the world is caused by people who take their faith to ridiculous, violent lengths, and these fundamentalists don't represent the true ideals of the faith. Verses like Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 5 only talk about loving God with all our heart, not taking shortcuts when worshiping God, not slacking off on certain Bible rules. Once we stop being lukewarm Christians on the inside, we've got everything covered on the outside. And that is where I'm going to stop with this Bible Q&A. Can we be lukewarm Christians? No. We've got to put our heart into serving God. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.